Hi everybody, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel, Plants and Things. Today we have a few planty things to get done today, so I figured I'd bring you guys along with me. It's gonna kind of sort of be vlog style. I need to go to Goodwill, which I'm here now. We're gonna be looking for some glass pots, and of course I'll show you guys any other things they might have that's plant related, and also how to get the best price on the things from Goodwill. The things are already at a good price, but did you know you could even get a even better price than what's listed? We'll talk about that along the way. And then once I get back to the house, I have a couple other plenty things to do. So let's go. Always gotta get a cart. I always blame myself and say, oh, I don't need a cart. We always need a cart. And I'm not gonna lie, today I feel like it's a little skimpy. I just got here and I'm taking a quick glance and I'm a little bit nervous as to the selection. When I lived in Pennsylvania, ooh, this is a good one. When I lived in Pennsylvania, the Goodwills were actually bigger and they had rows and rows of kitchenware and glassware. This one only has about 2 aisles, but I do tend to get better quality stuff here. Voiceover Lauren here. The audio in the original clip was unusable due to the extremely loud radio playing. So anywho, when I'm shopping at Goodwill, of course, the price is number one for me. So I'll be showing you guys the prices. A lot of them are pretty good. I don't particularly pick those slender ones just because they're a little hard to get the plant out. With these here, see, this one here was listed as $3.03, and then the same pot right next to it listed at $1.91. So if you see something like that at Goodwill, take both of them to the register because most likely they'll give you them for the lower price. So that is all that I was explaining in this part here. Don't ever be afraid to ask for a discount on top of the lower price. Here I was looking at these shallow containers, which I really wanted to use for maybe my jewel orchids, or if I wanted to make like a little succulent garden. The price was a little bit high, $4 for that small container. I don't know, I was hesitant on that one, even though it was nice and heavy duty. They had another one around the same price, but you can see it was a bit thinner. And then they have these kind of nice medium sized ones. I love medium sized vases because they're great for plants that are not really small anymore, but they don't need a big pot yet. But yeah, they had a lot of nice selection here at this location. And again, another medium size that I love. So this one I like more than the previous one, not only because it's $2, but also it's wider at the top. So that makes it so much easier to work with. And that one is just really cute and decorative there. So here is something important. The price they're listed is 77 cents for the glasses. So any of those little tiny pots you see, if there's no price on them, they are 77 cents. Amazing. Then I found a stack here of nice little pots, cover pots for $2. So I thought that was nice. You know, mute like what you call it, like a plain color that'll be kind of good for anything. Now this big boy is a rare find, and for only $4 you could put a nice sized plant in there. They also had some nice terracotta pots. I like that one in particular because it's like cylindrical and it goes straight down. It's not your usual terracotta pot shape. And then of course a cute little shallow one, which again is great for some succulents or something like that. They ended up having a lot of nice pots there. So all of them were around $3 to $4. They had a couple of different colors. Most of them were cover pots. I would say like half of them had a drainage hole and half of them didn't. I think I did end up getting that black one because I do like black pots, so that was a good find for me. Then they had that black one with the gold rim in the background that you can see. Excuse me, sorry, wow. Yeah, there it is, that black one there, and that one had a drain hole. That one looked like maybe someone painted over it. I think it was plastic though. And this pretty pink one for $4 as well, and this kind of taller one, which I guess you could put like some fresh cut flowers in or something, I don't know, but still interesting. I thought this one was interesting too, but I didn't end up getting it, but I still thought the kind of swirl marble effect was interesting. And I always love a good pink. Again, $2 and change. And so another thing that Goodwill does is on a particular day of the week, they choose a color where you can get an extra 50% off of your purchases. So if you pick up something with that color for that day, which was yellow, you get an extra 50% off of anything that was yellow. So I ended up going to another Goodwill and I found this big pot, which I found perfect to clean out my substrate. So I did end up picking up that. So this Goodwill ended up having a nice selection of all different sizes, especially your taller vases there. That one didn't have a price, so I'm not sure. I don't remember how much I ended up being charged for that one. But then I spotted this beautiful wide big boy. I love these wide cylindrical shaped ones. So that one was $3.93, I believe, closer to $4. And then another nice little medium one. I wasn't over the moon about that one because of the blue tinge, so I don't think I ended up getting that one, but that is a nice size there. And then I think I found like a little, yeah, there's like a cute little cover pot there. That black one on top is actually cute and little too. I don't know why I didn't see that one, but yeah, that one has a nice little design on it, less than $3. Some random cup in there, ignore that. Then we have another cute little pink one. That one was a little damaged and it was over $5. I mean, it's not my color theme anyways, but it's a nice size cover pot that could be used for some plants. And then here's some more. They had some good, I don't always find a good amount of pots at Goodwill, as in like ceramic or actual planters and pots, but this one and the one previous had some great selections, sizes and styles. So that first one there was a great size and it was cute. And then this gray one here is also pretty decent. And then of course, they never disappoint with the glassware. And again, that nice, big, round, wide container is just so great for your plants as they get a little bit larger. I just find that I can do a lot more with them with vessels that come in that size. And then again, a couple of more terracotta pots. It really just depends on the area that you live in, the type of selection that you're going to see. That one was still kind of dirty, but you just clean it out and it'll be like new, like it never happened. So a lot of times I do end up walking around these aisles several times and looking again and again because now look, I found that in the back there. So just take your time and go for the hunt. Leave that alone. This is everything we got. I'm probably not gonna go through and show one by one because it's a lot of stuff. I'll just give you a little overview when I go to clean everything. I'm about to feed the girls and my mom is cooking. I will definitely get me something to eat. Yes. Definitely wanna get me something to eat before we get started. So I just wanted to quick show you everything that I got today. These are from both locations. I don't know, what is this, like 10, 12 pots we were able to get. And this cute little black one, I didn't spend more than $4 on anything. Some things were half off. I think in total, I spent $15 at the first location and $25 at the second location. That's including this pot though, which was about $4 or $5, which we have boiling, getting ready to clean my pond. So that's a little bit more than what I normally spend. I usually only spend $20. That's usually my max, but I did go to 2 locations this time. So, and I ended up getting the pot that I really needed. And I got a lot of large pots. I don't usually get this many medium to large pots. I usually get a lot of small pots. So I think it was still a good price. So while my water is still boiling, I'm gonna pick up a couple plants that we're gonna be working with today. If you cannot already see this very sad Jose Bono. I don't know what's going on with it. It's lost 3 leaves within the last 2 weeks. Clearly it is distressed. I wasn't worried at first because although this root looks dark, it looks okay and it has new roots coming off of it. And it was putting out a leaf. So but it's still dropping leaves. So I'm gonna take this out and resituate this, and I'm gonna actually unpot this now because I'm gonna use the substrate. I'm gonna clean it in the pot that I have boiling already. And besides that, it's dark in here. Why don't I have the light on? Besides that, I wanted to, oh, my Affogato. I have been straight disrespecting this plant by not putting it on a pole. So we need to do that because it looks wild. It looks just not even like an Affogato. So that's another plant. And then I have a bunch of little Hoyas. I have these two that I need to separate because they are probably one at this point. Oh, and this one, yeah, I need to look at my grass splash. It's so pretty. Oh wow, we gotta repot that because it's in moss and we can't do that. That's a no. So yeah, this is what we're working with today. This bad boy, these little guys, and then the Jose that we don't know what's going on with it. So let's see if the water's ready. I'm not sure what happened to the audio here, but all I was saying was that I was just confused about what was going on with the Jose Bono because although most of the roots look dark, the tips of the dark roots are white. There are new roots coming off of them. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with it. It's still a mystery at this point. What I'm hoping is that any dead roots will float to the top. I'm probably going to boil this for about 10 to 15 minutes. Ooh, I can smell plant matter. Some of you guys have asked me if I mix my, look at that, yeah, there's some nasty roots on there. Some of you guys have asked me if I mix my pond with leca. I do not intentionally mix it. It just comes out in, you know, when I end up unpotting and repotting plants, and I just leave it, just like there's some chunky perlite in here. I just leave it because it really doesn't, it doesn't hurt it to have it in there. If anything, it gives it some more aeration. So yeah, I have some mixed in there unintentionally, but I think it does help. If you only knew what it took to make these videos sometimes. So this is a continuation of the plant chores video. It has actually been 3 days since I started this video. Last time you guys saw me, we were at Goodwill. No, we were cleaning my substrate, and that was Sunday. Today's Wednesday. Monday was a really rough day for me and I couldn't do anything. And then Tuesday I was recovering. So we're here continuing what I started. Like I literally had it all sat out here. I had the Jose Bono, as you guys saw. I had it unpotted, was looking at the roots, and that's about where we stopped. So I'm a little confused about this Jose Bono. I thought that when I unpotted it, all my questions would be answered as to what's going on with the plant, but I was only more confused because I expected to see rotted roots. And if you remember when I initially showed it, it was probably 30 seconds ago for you guys, it looked really dark, but it's fine. Like all of these roots are fine. It's been sitting in water for the past 2 to 3 days and the roots are fine, guys. They're not, are they mushy? They're not mushy. Oh, this one's a little mushy. So I'll just cut off any little mushy spots or pull off. Like these are firm. So I'm a little even more confused as to why, the camera's kind of far away from me, as to why it was dropping. It dropped 3 leaves, but at the same time was putting out this leaf, as you can see here, there. So I don't know, but we're just gonna pot it up into leca and hope for the best. We're gonna put leca in here and get this out of the way. It's gonna be an ick. I was gonna say quick, easy, but I said an ick wheezy. Listen, when I say I've had a rough couple of days, I've had a rough couple of days, man. Oh, hold on. Have you guys ever had, this is leca. This is amazing. I got this from the grocery store over here. The grocery store over here is called Tom Thumb. And it's little mini chocolate chip cookies with cream in the middle. Oh my God. It's so soft and creamy. Mia, don't eat the leca, please. I'm sorry you guys can't see this, but this is how I pot up plants to minimize mess. All right, so he's back. Again, I don't know what happened with this thing, to be honest, but we just gave it the water that it was sitting in for the past 3 days was mostly water with a bit of hydrogen peroxide squeezed into there. Next, let me get another bite of my cookie before I dirty my fingers in this nasty moss. You know who has really good cookies? Jersey Mike's. Oh my God. They are just big behind chocolate chip cookies. Again, I don't like chocolate chip cookies, but the only thing that will get me is the softness and them being fresh. They were fresh and they were so soft. I got them 2 days in a row. Oh my God. I didn't even get a sandwich. I just bought the cookie. He was like, oh, what would you like to order? I was like, I'm just getting a cookie. He said, oh, okay. Listen, Mia's sitting over here. She wants a cookie. We're gonna chop this polygonal. That's gonna be exciting. I have another Hoyas to pot, but I'm gonna leave it. Oh, I thought I saw something crawling. It was just a loose chocolate chip. I could use some water now. Okay. That was delicious. So next, I'm gonna be chopping up this Polynora finally. I got this Polynora as a gift from Wish Wednesday on Facebook group. I think maybe it was like Plant Purge USA. That's another great way to get plants for free. Of course, you have to pay for the shipping. And of course, you always wanna try to give away plants as well. But yeah, that's how I got this. So I'm gonna chop this at every node and then pot it up. I think it's gonna be so cute. This has been in here for a long while. This is potted in here with a Hoya Corzata. I got them around the same time, must have been, because I potted them together. And it's gonna be interesting trying to get it. I need something smaller than that big shovel. The Oval has, wow. Okay, there we go. All right. So I had perlite in the bottom, and now these are the roots here. Whoa. Let's do it like this so that we don't spill it all over the place. Very well rooted. Now, is it possible to separate without? Wow, all of these are from this Polynora, which really explains why this plant was putting out leaf after leaf after leaf so quickly. I have a monitor now, so I'm sorry if I'm looking at the monitor and not the camera like I used to. I just always now trying to make sure that I'm like in frame, whereas before it was just, you know, prayers. Hopefully I was in frame. So I'm gonna do something crazy. Not only am I gonna chop it, but I'm probably not going to root it first. I'm just gonna throw it all in pot and see what happens. I tried to fish out as many roots as possible, but as I'm looking in here now, there's definitely still like little remnants of roots. I don't think it'll be a major issue because it was boiled to an oblivion. All right, change of plans. Reroute. I hope this is gonna be okay in here because this is a little large, but I don't have no choice. Maybe I should do it the other way around and plant it really low and just don't put as much substrate. All right, so I needed to free that up so that I could use this. Yeah, that fits. This is actually still, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. The roots are super fine, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue. So the only reason I wanted to go up a size is because I'm going to be chopping this bad boy. Where's my scissors? Not that I'm about to teach y'all about Hoyas, but if you don't know about Hoyas and you're watching this video, they can root anywhere along the stem or the petioles. So when you're cutting a For a Hoya, you want to leave as much stem as possible, so you want to cut right above the previous leaf. It's not like with other plants where we usually kind of cut in the middle. You want to cut right. Did I do that right? Oh crap. No, yeah, I did that right. Okay. Sometimes it's confusing when you have multiples. You want to cut as close as possible to the leaves below. Oh, and it has the sappy stuff, because this is the part that's going to be rooting, and it can root anywhere along it, so you can sit it all the way up to the leaves. All right, so the way that I'm going to grow these is in pond. There is some chunky perlite and leca mixed in here, so that will help with a little aeration, but with Hoyas, I don't really be worried about that. I'm situating it towards the back because I'm trying to leave room to place all my little cuttings. So the way this plant grows, it just grows straight out. So I'm gonna try to place it around so that when it grows, it will just be like, oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it grow like that. So I like with Hoyas, when you propagate them, you don't have to worry so much. I feel like they're dare I say worry free? Like I feel like, oh, propagating Hoyas is almost worry free. Okay, y'all, okay. Everybody wants to jump out the container. I say worry free because, like I said, you don't have to worry so much about the node being submerged and rotting, and I don't know, I feel like I have the lowest rot rate with Hoyas. Like when I rot a Hoya during propagation, I'm like, what? So the only thing that I'm actually worried about is that normally if it were a cutting, I would just fill the water line all the way up since it's a cutting. But it's not only cuttings in here, there's also a rooted plant in here. So I'm a little worried because I do want to fill it all the way up for the cuttings, but the roots don't need to be submerged for the already established part of the plant. So that's the risk we're taking today. I would not recommend that you do this. I am just doing it because I think it's gonna be fine. Like I think it's gonna be fine, but I don't want to tell you it's fine and then it's not. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is our little Polynora thing. It looks crazy right now, but when these start, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be so nice. The cordata, I'm not gonna chop it. The only thing I'm gonna chop is this part of the tendril that I feel like is really dried out. You can kind of see where it looks normal here, and then it just goes really, oh, it feels, you can feel the difference, how it feels. Hopefully that's, so yeah, I'm just gonna cut this below this node, and then we'll pop this up. We'll use this little one. Perfect. Now, oh, actually, so what I want to do for the first time is actually use a trellis, but my containers are too small for trellises, Man, pond really doesn't go far, man. I don't know how good this is gonna be because you can see how much taller the trellis is compared to the container, but I really would like my Hoya to be in this cute little container. So we're gonna see what we can work out here. I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit top heavy, but again, I don't really have another medium-sized container. I got a bunch of small ones and medium-sized ones, but not medium. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is leaning. So this is a Hoya I actually wanted to trellis because it was just looking a little crazy with its one little vine, and you guys were telling me like if I trellis it, it's gonna grow faster and better. So we gonna see. We gonna see. We trying it out. I don't even need to put it up there. It's already hooked on there. I feel like there's a particular way you're supposed to do this that I've heard people say, but I can't recall at this moment. So we're gonna leave it like that. Finally trellised a Hoya with my little leaves there. Cutesy. Another Hoya and the last Hoya for the day. Remember I mentioned my crash splash? I said, oh, I'm about to go pick up a crash splash. This is she, looking gorgeous. That's what I'm saying. I just like this a lot more than the Hoya Wilbur Graves. One of y'all told me that I might have got gypped, and that is really disturbing. One of y'all said that my Hoya Wilbur Graves, no ID, which I think is China, if it is a Hoya Wilbur Graves, might not be a Hoya Wilbur Graves. You know, I wouldn't be surprised, because not that people would intentionally try to jip me or whatever, but you know, it's kind of hard sometimes to tell the difference between all these different plants and hybrids and stuff. So I wouldn't be completely surprised. But when I looked up the China one, it did look a lot like the China one, the shape of the leaves and everything. But, and actually, I don't think I looked up a Carnosa. I think the person said that it's possibly a Carnosa splash, which I'd have to look up. But it is what it is at this point. I still like the plant. I'll come back to y'all when I'm done with this. I'm fully expecting this to completely slow down in its growth, because I've lost, that's moss. I lost quite a bit of roots, which happens, usually unavoidable. This is all still green though. Oh, and it has no little leaves forming. I should have waited. No, I should not have. No. You know why I should not have waited any longer? Because it was only gonna get worse for me. If it wasn't anything else besides moss, I would have waited. But I rather, honestly, I know it sounds terrible, but I rather sacrifice these two little leaves, because they weren't, it's not even like they were, you know, halfway expanded. They were just forming. I just can't. And there would have been more roots tangled up in that moss, and I would have had more of a struggle. It wasn't worth it. Look at me with Hoyas, boy. I remember being like not at all remotely interested in Hoyas. And I don't know why, but when you do like Hoyas, you want other people to like Hoyas. Like, I want to convince people to like Hoyas because I want to be like, see, I told you they are great. But it takes a certain Hoya for each person to get them interested in it. Because what was it for me? It really wasn't, honestly, for me, I just wanted to try it. So I just started with one that interested me, and it was a splashy pubic calyx, but I already wanted a full plant. I definitely don't think, if you're not into Hoyas, I don't necessarily think getting something like this would help, because if you don't like Hoyas because they have small leaves, getting a small leafed one is not gonna excite you. But so that's why I started with a full plant. But at the same time, if you get a small one, it will grow pretty fast. And I just want to say, I don't hear it as much now, but previously I heard a lot of people refer to Hoyas as being slow growers. That is 100% false. Like, I have a handful of slow growers, and they're really only slow because I didn't have it in the best conditions. It needed more light than I thought, or what have you. Or maybe there are some that tend to be slower, but the percentage of Hoyas that are actually slow growers are way less than what I have heard people say. But I will say that I have not heard it as much that people are calling them slow growers, but they are not. But look at how pretty this is. Like, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Like, you really don't want one? Like, come on, you want one. So last but not least, I'm gonna make a moss pole for my Esqueleto that does not look like an Esqueleto. It looks like a Lineolata or something like that, but this is actually a monster Esqueleto. I did not put it on a pole as quickly as I should have, and that's why it looks like that. So I'm gonna repot it into the container that has water. Yeah, I'm gonna have to empty the water. I was thinking of another way. If there's another way that I could get rid of the water, but there isn't any other way. I was gonna put this, I was thinking about doing cocoa chips or cocoa coir instead. The only reason I'm deciding against it is because the pole that I'm using, the holes are kind of large. But if you have a moss pole with holes that are a bit smaller, I do like cocoa coir or cocoa chips. I will be doing a video. I have been kind of tracking the progress of a side-by-side, like a versus for cocoa chips versus moss poles. and I will be sharing the results with you guys. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this that I did with my Hoya. I'm gonna chop this. I'm probably gonna leave the 2 original leaves. Yeah, because this has its own root system already. Because when this grows, I don't want one long vine. I would like to have it as bushy from the beginning as possible. So this has its own long aerial root here with new roots coming off of it. So we'll pop this in here together, and then I'm gonna do another one. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this one. I didn't know what I wanted to do at first. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna cut this like, hold on, you guys can't even see, I'm sorry. So I was trying to decide how I want to chop this, and I know it's not gonna have any roots, but it's a monstera, guys. I feel like monsteras are beasts, and they love leca, and they just root really easily. So I'm gonna chop this here because it already has this activated tiny little baby root there. If you can see that, it's the same color as my skin. So we'll pop this. Oh no, oh no. These scissors are terrible, dang. And then I don't know, I was thinking about doing this one separate too, because the thing is that I don't want these little leaves, you know, so I'll allow it to be the base of a new plant. All right, now spread this out. So I've done this before where I've just planted fresh cuttings and back in with the plant. But I only do it with plants that I know are pretty resilient. Like I've done it with my golden goddess. I also feel that these plants are pretty resilient, so I'm gonna try it out. The worst case scenario is that I lose 1 or 2 cuttings, but again, I have this that's fully rooted, and I have this one that has a long aerial root that's fine. I thought it was mushy, but it's not. It's just kind of discolored. So when you're doing this, you always want to put the back of the node. You can see where these little black spots are, where aerial roots were going to form, but they had nothing to attach to, so they dried up because I didn't attach it to anything like a crazy person. I was so hyped for this plant too, so you would think that I would have made sure that I attached this to a pole as soon as I could. But you know what it was? It wasn't that I didn't want to. Sometimes you just be having a lot going on at one time, and it just don't be possible. You could do everything, but then you would lose your mind. And I don't really be ready to lose my mind. I really wish that I was able to fill the pole before putting it in here, but it wasn't really an option. So I'm probably not going to fill the whole pole because it's just not necessary at this time. I'm just trying to make sure the one cutting, which is the top cut that has that fresh aerial root, is going to be up against the pole. Put it nice and tight. Good. Strap that bad boy in. All right. Very good. Yep, I see it attached there. I mean, touching. All right, guys, we did a lot this plant chore go round. I hope you guys enjoyed the little shopping that we did at Goodwill. I love shopping at Goodwill. It's like a little treasure hunt, you know, looking for some great finds. And then we finally cleaned my substrate, which I've been needing to do for literal months but just kept not doing. And we checked on some suspect plants that are apparently okay. I will keep, oh, it has a really pretty white tip. Okay. I'll keep you guys updated, and if you like these type of videos, these type of plant chores, shop with me type videos, here is another one that you can watch.